We go. So tonight, how I'm going to pick what to work on each theme is from these beautiful pack of cards by Tosha Silver. Um, and they're oracle cards. And within them, she's an incredible author, incredible woman. Um, there's always a theme. Um, so today I picked uncertainty. So and her change me statement prayer for dealing with uncertainty is may I live in the now and relax peacefully into the unfolding, knowing all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the right time and not a moment before, which I mean that in itself is pretty lovely. So I will take a photo of that and send it as well. Um, so that's going to be the theme, uncertainty, because I'm sure, as we all know, I may have had those intentions for last week. There's one thing about being focused in on it, but then uncertainty happens, life happens. Um, and we might be pushing ourselves to the bottom. So last week we looked at honouring the self, creating some time for ourselves to say no. We had a chat about boundaries. But sometimes things do happen totally out of our control that will take that time away. So we are really going to focus on this finding steadiness in uncertainty because one thing is for certain that life's always going to be uncertain. So hopefully you will end this session feeling a little bit more empowered and in control and at peace with what isn't in your control. So um, let's just gently arrive in this space and just think about, yeah, all what you've done today, all what's happened before you've arrived in this space. And just knowing that you don't need to be anywhere for the next hour. Just feeling that connection, the feet or the sit bones on the floor. Just taking a hand either to the heart or belly. Let's just take 3 slow breaths together. So we inhale through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale slowly through the mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, just a nice gentle inhale. Out through the mouth, slowly. Just purse the lips like you're blowing out a birthday candle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just encourage now that breathing to allow to fall to its natural rhythm, its natural pace. Just encourage softening of the jaw, check in, make sure the teeth aren't clenched. Drop the shoulders, create that lovely long line between the earlobe and the shoulder. Also the eyebrows. releasing any tension. Might want to give yourself a little shake. We're just going to set this quiet intention for yourself here. Something that you would like for this next hour, evening, day, week, or even the month ahead. As we explore today how to be with uncertainty, the things we can't predict, the things we can't fix or control, how we stay empowered even when life's unclear. So, as well as my lovely Tosha Silver Oracle cards, I had to bring this lovely new deck into the practice today because I got back from Glastonbury last night. I'm only there, as many of you know, that I've been on a 18-month course up in Glastonbury. There's only 4 months left. And it's like psychospiritual, psychodynamic, transpersonal counselling, which is a bit of a mouthful. I'm starting to panic that, like, oh, I don't get to be here every month. So I ended up buying lots of books, crystals, and more oracle decks because I haven't got enough already. But this is like angels and ancestors. So unlike tarot, oracle really activates that imagination and our soul knew who we came here to be. We feel that soul come alive when we're doing something that we're passionate about, when we get tuned into creativity, um, when we go and see live music. It's a feeling. Um, and we lose connection with the soul. So um, the soul speaks through dreams, through imaginative play, and more the unconscious. Um, and what oracle cards do really is just allow you to become focused, but also to like sit with an image, and they help set an intention for the day. So yeah, so I thought I'd pull one now and just show you all whatever. I've got no idea what's going to come out, by the way. Um, so this is the Sun card, and which just says enjoy success and happiness. So I don't know if you want to journal a little bit on what enjoying success and happiness looks like for you. Do you ever stop to acknowledge success? How do you define success? And also enjoying the happiness, actually embracing the happy moments. And I'm not talking big celebrations, I'm talking about that, I don't know, the traffic lights turning green when you're running late, the sunset as you're driving across or stuck in a traffic jam. So just think about how you enjoy it, because we want to drop down from the head to the heart. It's the longest journey you'll ever make. And it's so hard to stay connected with that heart and soul, because our heads will take us into logical thinking, and we're thinking about, shopping lists and bills and all sorts of things. And it's the biggest regret. I don't know if anyone's anyone's read that book, that I think it's Seven Regrets of the Dying or something. It's a very popular book. But no one ever said that they wish they'd have worked harder. They wish they'd have had, pushed themselves or like been meaner to themselves. It's all like, I wish I'd have treated myself with more kindness. I wish I'd have actually seen the glimmers. Um, there was like an Instagram trend. I love how I mix like some philosophy of the soul with oracle cards, but also an Instagram trend around November, and it was just getting people to record, "This is the best day of my life because," and again, it wasn't the grand things. It was like, "This is the best day of my life because I got to work on time," or like the heating was on, or you got all those little things. This could be the best day of my life because it's not raining. It's really shifting that mindset, because I always talk about that negativity bias, that fast track of just, but actually recognizing the happy moments when they happen. Um, so yeah, whatever that means for you, enjoying success and happiness, and maybe thinking of that when you see the sun. Hopefully, we'll see this more this week. And yeah, it's just those lovely images that we use active imagination a lot in the therapy setting to uncover lots of answers. People think that therapy is all about reliving trauma, but it's really not. And images and things that can allow our imagination to get on a creative plane can ignite that journey towards that soul-led thing. And also having that anchor of the day. So yeah. So if there is, so going back to this uncertainty um of control, like I invite you now just to do the simple control circles. What I can control, what I can't control. Many of you may have done these already, but I always think, when a client says, "Oh yeah, I've done one of those before." Have you done one today? Have you done one in the last 6 months? Because I can guarantee whatever's presenting in our life now around what we can and can't control would have been potentially different to what it was 6, 12 months ago. So if you just make your inner circle the things that I can control and just write down in there, what can I control? In your life, and just spend 2, 3 minutes doing that. I was trying to work out how to play music like while you're doing that, but I couldn't get Spotify to link to Zoom. There was lots of licensing. I got very confused. It's just another minute on jotting down what you can control. This is something you can come back to. I'm not going to spend hours creating the perfect circles. But now I ask you to make a bigger circle from that initial one, bigger one, and just write in there what I can't control. all the things in life I can't control. Moments here. Have some plinky plonky music in the background. But actually, might also be nice just to have some silence. Should just start to jot down the last couple of points. Just notice what, spend a couple of moments thinking what that was like. Any observations we can share at the end. Typically, there's fewer things in the control circle, but it's just a simple exercise that I'm sure many of you have come across before. Um, but we don't have the discipline to do it. Like I show up in these spaces to receive this kind of stuff as well. And unless I am in this kind of space, I don't necessarily sit down and go, oh yeah, I'll do it. Think, oh yeah, no, I've done the control circle before. It's really powerful just to have that intentional space and hopefully get a sense of, oh, actually, there's a lot of things in this outer circle. It's potentially taken a lot of energy, a lot of thought. Um, so yeah. So you are, I just thought we could do a little bit of journaling here, just to try and bring it back in to more the present and thinking about particularly the next week and the week before. It's okay if it's longer. Um, but sometimes that control circle exercise can be a little overwhelming because it's like, oh, there's quite a lot. So we just want to focus in so you can get the most out of this. Um, so just where in your life are you feeling uncertainty right now? That's your, I will email all of these out to you, but the first prompt is where in my life am I feeling uncertainty right now? Try to avoid any explanation or justification. So it may just be a bullet point, but we've been, we carry a process in because we've been conditioned to validate how we feel. And this is just a free flow. So sometimes during these exercises, some guilt could pop up. Like, oh, but I need to justify why I am feeling uncertain in that. Try and avoid that. Try and just stay in the lane of actually fact. This is where I'm feeling uncertain, right? That over justification. just stating with the fact and that being okay really helps develop that trust with self, which is the work that we started last week as well. Um, and the second one is what are you trying to control that may not actually be, what am I trying to control that may not actually be in my control? Sometimes there's a joint responsibility, whether that be a workplace matter or a family matter. This we often get a false sense of safety from control. I'm going to be in control of this. Um, yeah, what are you trying to control that may not actually be in your control? It's maybe something that we need to surrender. We touched last week on that, trying to find something that you can give something over to, whether that be a plant on your kitchen windowsill or a tree or the universe, the moon or a god or whatever it feels like for you. And then finally, before we go into a meditation, I just want you to ask yourself, how does uncertainty show up in your body? When you feel uncertain about something, where does it show up? You may not have any idea. When I first started this work, I remember being asked, where do you feel it in your body? Like, I beg your pardon, what? Like, I don't feel emotions in my body, like, I think. Um, so just asking that question sometimes, and you just helps raise that awareness. And I can guarantee if you start becoming a bit more curious as to like, where's that showing up? You'll get a better felt sense because it's all one. They call it the soma, the oneness, that mind body connection, and it's not separate. Often the body's trying to tell us lots of things, to slow down and to get a headache. If you're like clenched tooth in a meeting, it can be a good indicator to me that I'm like, well, what is it that's being said that I'm not liking? Because my mind, I might still be listening, but my body's starting to react to something that I'm not liking. So you can start that connection. So yeah, just thinking of uncertainty. So just give you another minute or so to finish that. And also just want to say and just acknowledge that journaling can um feel odd to start with, and sometimes there's a bit of fear that like, will it be read? Will someone find it? So I always I haven't got them with me. Oh, I have them at the other side of the rooms, but I've got a journal that is it's like bullet points, and you can, if anyone picked that up and read it, it's all fine. But then there's another journal. This is a nice, lovely one to keep. But there's one sometimes we need to write, get things out and have a good rant. But if that was to be found, it could cause harm. And it always stems back to that fear of like, you're having your diary read or something when you were younger. So just have like a scrappy book one, things that you want to tear out and like just rip up or just get rid of so that you can really spend some time like really allowing that flow of that unconscious thinking. Okay. Um So if you now just want to pop your pens and paper to one side, you might want to get comfy. Um, just enjoy the next 30 minutes of meditation. So just going to come into a nice comfortable position, whether it's seated, lying down, just get comfortable, make any adjustments. Just settling into that space. Eye masks are really good. Sometimes when we have a really busy day, the eyelids can flicker. It can be really hard to just really relax those eyelids down, come into full shut gaze. If you don't feel like shutting your eyes, then just pick a focus point, something that you're just going to stare at. So if it does feel comfortable, just allow those eyes to go. Just allow the eyes to rest. Just bringing in a little thank you for the eyes, for all they have seen and read, reached for and noticed, seen beautiful things and kept us safe today. Just begin to notice the breath again. Not going to change or control. Just simply notice I am breathing in on the inhale. I am breathing out on the exhale. To slow those thoughts, it's often good to use a little mantra. Just simply inhale, exhale. Remember, thoughts will drop in. It's not about emptying the mind, it's about slowing down. Just feeling into that natural rhythm, that change in the body, the posture, as you breathe in, that expansiveness, that one small breath can alter the body. That natural release, that surrender on an exhale. Want to feel into that a little more. You can always introduce a small breath hold at the top, just for a couple of seconds, so that you can really appreciate release. While muted, if you want to let out an audible sigh, a growl, or anything that needs to be expelled from your body, just use the breath to get that out. Once that's out, just continue to allow the body to those shoulders ease in a little more. If you need to breathe into any tension, noticing any tensions. If you need to move, clench the jaw, ensure that the roof of the mouth is free of the tongue, so it's not pressed up to the roof of the mouth. Also allow the belly to breathing and easing your way to a softer space, connecting in with your body. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just feeling those feet, noticing the points of contact, the floor beneath you, whether that be cross-legged, lay down. Just focus on the feet, whether they are in contact with the floor. Lay down and just sense some steadiness. Just feel that support of the feet being supported, almost as if the earth is rising up. Just take the weight of the feet. Moving your attention slowly up through the legs, into the hips, spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Breath brings that energy, calmness, perfect balance through the spine, and just notice the weight of the body here just being held. No effort on your part. So any more space to let go and to go deeper into this relaxation, to let go, releasing all that tension. Just notice your hands, whether they are resting open or closed. Allow them to be holding on to anything or grasping. Allowing yourself to fully arrive into your body. Your body is actually the only place where life is happening right now, this moment. Your heartbeat in the center of your chest, breath. So I invite you now to gently, without any force, place that you feel comfortable with, to become curious, to just invite the idea of uncertainty into your body. Not a specific problem just yet, just that sense of not knowing. That sense that life is unpredictable and impermanent. And if this does give rise to some anxious feelings, just bringing it back to the breath, remembering that your breath is the anchor. Just notice how your body responds to this idea. The unpredictability, the impermanence, and not knowing. Stay with it. There's no right or wrong response. You may notice nothing at all. You may be noticing a slight tightness. Just whatever it is, just let it be here. See if you can say silently to yourself, this too is allowed. There is space for uncertainty. because it shall pass. So if it does feel okay for you, you can bring one situation in your life that feels uncertain right now. Just bring it to the mind, into your present awareness. But choose something manageable, not the most overwhelming thing. Allow that to come in. Change your mind if you need to. Be really led and guided by your intuition here. The first thing that came into your mind doesn't feel right. You get to choose again. It's just visualizing this thing, this situation, maybe in the form of a photograph of what it would represent, or the words written down on a piece of paper in front of you, just creating a little image here as an anchor. And as you hold this situation in the mind's eye, just notice where you do feel it in your body. Is there a place that feels tight or is holding? What is your breath doing? And just gently bring your breath into that place. May not be anywhere. Just trust that you are receiving what you need in this moment. And as you bring that breath into that place, this isn't to fix it. It's not to make it disappear. It's simply to make space. Just making space for some uncertainty. There is space for that too. Stay in with that moment. Just being mindful if there's any part of you trying to control the outcome here. It's the mind trying to predict. It's your logical mind trying to prepare for every possibility as you're creating space for this experience of uncertainty as you're holding it in your body. There is that part of you trying to control, predict, and prepare. Just acknowledge this part of you with loving kindness. This is the part of you that tries to protect you. So there is nothing wrong. It's not being totally comfortable with uncertainty, but just acknowledging that you can hold space for it. It can exist. It will exist. And that part that gives all its energy away to trying to control is just trying to protect you. Now, I invite you to imagine gathering everything that is not in your control. So other people's choices, other people's opinions, future outcomes, unknown timelines, and just visualize physically gathering these. Imagine holding these gently in your hands. Everything not in your control. To cup the hands or just use the power of your imagination. See yourself holding other people's choices, other people's opinions, future outcomes unknown, timelines spilling out of the hands. When you're ready, imagine placing them down. Just going to place them down onto the earth. There is that one situation that you've thought of. Just hold that now. Place onto the earth and into the hands of life itself. Handing it over. You are not giving up. You are not letting go of what was never yours to carry alone. Notice how that feels. And place these things down. It's letting go. Now bring your attention to your heart space. Just feel a steady, grounded presence there. It's calm, wise, resilient self. Knowing that you can hand things over, you can surrender, and surrender does not mean collapse. It does not mean being passive. It does not mean being out of control. Surrender is the willingness to meet life as it is. Without fighting against it. There may be some things that you instinctively feel that you have to put down more than once. And there are some things that we can't put down. Could you just pop them to one side? They will always be there. This is not the end. You can pick them up again whenever you feel the need to. Just allowing some words that I'm going to speak now to land gently. You can repeat them silently in your head or out loud after me. I release the need to know what comes next. I release the need to know what comes next. I trust myself to respond when the moment arrives. I trust myself to respond when the moment arrives. Just feel into how these words are landing. And I am allowed to rest in the unknown. I'm allowed to rest in the unknown. Notice if there's any softening or resistance, and allow both. All is welcome. You are holding on to any situation, I ask you now to let go of this situation, the words, the imagery. Just rest in your awareness. Simply return to the breath, resting in that awareness that I am breathing in, I am breathing out, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Inhale, exhale mantra. Just connect back in and become rooted with the breath. I'm going to leave you here for the next couple of minutes. Notice how the breath arrives. Notice how the breath leaves without needing any direction, any instruction. Your breath already knows how to surrender. Just resting here in this simple rhythm without needing certainty. Just this inhale, just this exhale. Allow yourself to rest. Noticing your relationship with this silence that's going to be created for the next 3 minutes. Just you rest in your breath. Notice the temperature of the air as it enters your body compared with the temperature as it leaves your body. Start to notice the sounds as you gently sense the room around you again. Can you hear in this moment? Feeling the temperature of the air. Sense of your body being supported. Giving yourself permission to rest. Also a little thank you for showing up for yourselves, creating that relationship of trust within yourself. Just offer yourself a reminder that even in uncertainty, I am not powerless. I carry steadiness within me. It's like to take a nice deep breath in here. When you're ready, slowly invite some small movement back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and toes, having a big stretch if it feels good. Lean over your side and go to sleep if you wish. Gently opening the eyes when you do. Just have a little look around the room. See if you can notice any detail you never usually look at or focus on. You're always busy passing through, feeling the sense of what it feels like having had this time. For yourself a little hug, holding the face. You have got to continue with your evening and you want to be energized, just rubbing the hands together. Creating that energy, listen some that energy back in. I'm going to just say thank you for joining me. I stop the recording here. If you want to hang around, there's some connections, some community, some sharing. You are welcome. Equally, just slope, that's fine too.